some Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls. It should be pretty fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Um, the reason why I'm playing Dark Souls is because, well, there is no reason why. I'm just playing. So I just felt like playing it. So, anyways, we're gonna play a character that I started a while ago called Pride. So. And I'm just farting around. I've only beaten two bosses with this character. Um, so basically, right now, what I'm doing is I kind of messed up things a little bit. I ended up having to up my. I ended up upping my stamina, but what I really want to do is. Um, well, actually, I'm doing it wrong now. Let's see here. What I really want to do is I want to be able to use this Drake sword that I just got. Um, so to get it, I need 16. Let's see if I can show it with the mouse. I need 16 strength. And right now I only have 11 strength. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. That's kind of like my goal right now. I started as a knight, as you can see. Just because knights they're pretty good. They're not too bad. I do need to level his weapons though. Unfortunately, you know what? After seeing all this, I'm just gonna restart stuff because I kind of made a few mistakes. I'm probably not gonna get rid of this character, but let's just start a new character. Why not? I mean, I'm not that far in the game anyway, so we can just start a new character. So I guess we'll call him Comixian. Sure, why not? And sex male, class. Um, you know what? Let's see here. Actually, you know what? At first I chose knight, but I actually should have chose warrior because his stats are a little bit better. So let's go ahead and choose warrior. And gift, the master key is the best gift you can get, in my opinion. So we'll do that. Physique, average, face. Um, we'll just do we'll just do Far East Traveler. I like that face. Yeah, let's do ponytail actually. Color, dark blue. What about purple? How does that look? Yeah, let's do that. That looks good. And I'm gonna skip through the intro video, so if you've never seen Dark Souls, then actually, you know what? Let's just keep the video. Yeah, for 2011, still holds up really well. This animation is so good. Which is really ironic because in this game, most people don't even use the dark sign, but it is the most prominent thing in the game. That's why it's called Dark Souls. Hmm. Now, when you first play this game, you think you're gonna see your character, but then you see like that face, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Okay, here we go. Get started. And you start with a broken end, which I'm not sure why they even let you keep a weapon, but dungeon cell key. And in this game, even though it's random, I want to look at everything. Let's look at master key. Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who've never played a Dark Souls game, it's quite an experience. The very first time I played this game, I didn't know what was going on. I kind of just had to guess about everything. But this game is amazing. Let me tell you, it started a revolution. I mean, not I mean Demon Souls was technically the first one, but not many people remembered Demon Souls or played Demon Souls. And a lot of people like myself went back to Demon Souls after playing this game to play the original. Demon Souls had a following too, but it wasn't as big as Dark Souls. So, all right. So, um, if you've never played Dark Souls before, you might be wondering why the character I just created looks like this. Well, there is an answer for that, um, and you'll find out later. At first, when I saw these bonfires, I had no idea what they were, but you intuitively figure out what they are. Um, they basically respawn all the enemies. They also give you back full life. Um, and later on, you'll find there's way more things you can do with them. Now, this was how everyone, including myself, got frustrated. You walk into this room and bam! They expect you to fight a boss right away. But if you go in here, you avoid that boss for now. So, because there's no, you can beat the boss without going in here, but it takes forever. Because even as a sorcerer, even if you choose Pyromancer, you can't cast anything until you get. Well, actually, maybe with Pyromancer you can without any items. I don't think so though, because I think you find the Fireball spell later. No, no, no. You start with Fireball. That's right. Um, I don't know. There's no illusory wall. I wish there was an illusion wall, but there's not. Another bonfire. Now, when you light a bonfire, you always want to sit at that bonfire because lighting it doesn't mean that you're gonna end up there. I think in this game it does. In the other Dark Souls games, it doesn't. So even though this game is 6 years old, almost 7 years old, it's the graphics on it are pretty good. Okay, heater shield. Let's go ahead and see what it has to say. Yeah, heater shield is really important. Now, I found this out later that the heater shield is a carryover from the heater shield in Demon Souls, which you wouldn't know that unless you played Demon Souls, and I found that out later. So I have no idea why it's a blue color, but okay, long sword. Yeah, longsword is a really good sword. When you start as the knight, you get a broadsword, which is good, but longsword is the best one. Out of the short sword, longsword, broadsword, and it does the most damage. Like it took 4 hits with the broadsword to kill this guy. Yeah, I should have started as a warrior. Okay, white light. Now, at first, of course, uh, you're going to think that this is a boss, but it's not. Okay, before we continue, I just want to make sure that you can hear my voice just right. So give me 1 second here. And okay, so you can barely hear the game, it looks like, though. Okay, so you can barely hear the game. Yeah, and you're hearing an echo, so I turned off my okay, so let's see now. Hopefully now you can hear it. Actually, let me see. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that fade in. I wonder if that's because this is the PC game. That's a really nice carryover. Okay, so you can hear me pretty well. Okay, good. That was my hope. Alright, so now he's got his weapons. Oh yeah, and he has a sheath. There are very few times when you're going to see your sword sheathed. Um, about the only time you'll see it's sheathed is if you're using like your bow and arrow and you still have your sword out. Okay, there's an item up there. Um, I used to spend hours trying to get up there, but there's only one way to get that, and that's from the other side, which unfortunately you can't do that until you come back here. Yeah, see, I didn't understand why they put this here at first, but it makes sense later. There's a reason I did that. Yep, that's one of the first traps ever, and everyone gets hit by it unless you know about it. So, yep, they throw that big ball.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt.
Which is a long saying.
And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
So Estus flasks are your fucking friend in this game, like hardcore. Um, so the way they decide to do Estus flasks in the other Dark Souls games is interesting, but in this game, it's basically your health potion.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you, and thank you.
Yeah, so he says the same thing if you keep talking to him.
Now I would.
Now this is one thing that they carry on and on. So different NPCs, the more you talk to them, the more stuff they have to say. But he's done with stuff to say. So let's see what this says. Use item. Okay, so X to use item. That's the Estus flask, which I don't need to use it yet. So if you go far enough, he's gonna die. Now, this game is really interesting in that you can let him die or you can kill him. It's your choice. I'm just gonna let him die because I'm a nice guy. So let's see here. Yep, there we go. Yep. So he kills himself and you absorb his souls. That way he doesn't come back as a hollow, which is basically like a zombie in this game. So yeah, there's zombies in this game. But they're a little bit better than most zombies. Yeah, warriors are way more versatile than a knight, but a knight has the advantage of hardcore armor. Okay, so that's kind of a shortcut. Too bad it's a shortcut you probably won't ever use unless you die. Oh, this is one thing that's cool too. Look at this. The physics engine they were using at the time, Havok, was, and they're still using Havok. It has this, they left in this thing where you can kick around dead bodies, which is pretty nice. They took it away in Dark Souls 2, but they brought it back in Dark Souls 3 because they realized people liked that stuff. So now, if you played the Sorcerer or the Pyromancer, you would find stuff up here as well. Resting at bonfires revives enemies, which is something you find out here rather than by the bonfire. So this introductory level was actually done very well. It helps you get attuned to the controls and to everything, because controls are everything in this game. It's too bad he doesn't drop the bow that he's using. Let's see what you drop. Ooh, another longsword. Too bad I already have one. So, and you can't dual wield in this game. Dark Souls 2 is the only Dark Souls game that has true dual wielding. Dark Souls 3 have items that you can dual wield, but not dual wield individual weapons. So, anyways, yeah. So now the only way to go is this way. Now you see that he's down there. So this is the very first boss in the game. He's pretty easy. If you play Pyromancer, he's very easy. Now, one thing besides learning the controls is you learn about stamina. So you probably have already seen that green bar go up and down. That is your stamina bar. Now, when you have your shield down, it goes up much faster. Your stamina is for everything, for hitting, for blocking, for doing spells. And yeah, I just beat him. At first, when you fight this guy, he's pretty difficult, but yeah. Now, you might be wondering, what's that sound? Well, I can show you what that sound is. So let's go back and see what that sound is. Oh, this is another thing. If you hit B while on the ladder, you'll do this. Now, if you do that in Demon Souls, you'll jump off the ladder and maybe kill yourself. So that's what that sound is. So you might be wondering, when do I get to fight this guy? Not for quite a while. And rightly so, because he is hard as fuck. He is one of the hardest bosses ever. Once you figure out how to beat him, he's easy, but it took me forever to figure out how to beat that guy. But you do get to fight him later. You have to come back here. There is only one way to come back here, and I'll show you that later. So now you certainly don't have to play the same way I am, but the way that I'm going to play is going to be an easier path. So anyways, there is one thing I want to do really quick. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do that real quick. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, quit Skype. Okay. That is really cool. So. Alright. Okay, so we beat the boss. Now, how do you get to that boss down below? Well, I guess you'll see later. So, yeah, good luck. Well, I already beat him, so that's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the... Let's go ahead and look at the items we got. Oops. Yeah, so this basically tells you what's going on. The reason why you look like this is um, you're basically becoming what's called a hollow. So, and this thing, black separation crystal. So this is something you get automatically. This should be an item you find, but you get it automatically. So, yeah, so basically what this does is, because this game is online, it has a very unique online capability. So, oh, I didn't look at the pilgrim key. I'm sure I do. I still have it? Okay, yeah, I do. Let's look at this one. Okay. All right. Now, this is so cinematically beautiful. I mean, it's 6 years old, so now you can notice the weak points in the art and everything, but still, it looks amazing. Now, there is a few secrets here. So one secret is over here, which you don't find unless you mess around. Now, souls are basically concentrated souls that you can use to buy items. Now, there's one more thing over here, which you'll never find out unless you explore or you look it up. Which right now you can't do anything, it's just a nest, but later on you'll be able to do stuff here. Oh yeah, bloodstain. You can touch a bloodstain and you can see how someone died. Yep, he just fell off the edge, because you can die by falling off the edge in this game. So right now that nest doesn't mean anything, but you can come back to it later and it does have a use in the game, which is nice. So, and in all three Dark Souls games and Demon Souls, this nest appears. Wings? Yeah. Nope. So you're up north. Alright, yeah, and there's no other items that I know of up here, so be wary of back. That becomes more apparent later, so
only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
Lordran, which is the first big city you ever encounter. Now this video was really well done, and you'll see why in a second. Because it fades directly into the next part, which is pretty nice. And Lordran level up and kindle at bonfires. Now, at first when you see kindle at bonfires, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? But you find out later what kindling does. So yeah, there's a bonfire here. You'll find you get 10 Estus flasks here. Now, like I said, you can level up, you can kindle, which it doesn't tell you what kindling actually does, but and then you can reverse hollowing, which means that you can become human. Now, when you become, the only way to become human is you have to absorb a humanity. So yeah, so now you'll see that it went from 0, 0 to 0, 1 up in the corner. So now, if you rest at the bonfire, you can reverse your hollowing. Offer humanity and reverse hollowing. I have no idea what who you're offering the humanity to, which they never really say, but I'm sure someone has figured that out. But if you do that, you'll see his face. Yep, so it changes back to the way it should be. And it said humanity restored. So now you are human. But now you'll see that the number zeros, it's 0, 0, but it shows it in white. The reason for that is it means now you have activated the online features of the game. Which in Firelink Shrine usually doesn't matter, but you'll find out later what it means. So, and I know I'm explaining a lot. I probably don't have to at this point because pretty much everyone who likes games has played this game already. So there's an item over here. Firebomb. Let's go ahead and look this up. Yeah, it is a powerful weapon. Many warriors use these. Oh, whoops! I hit the wrong button. Many warriors use these to augment their strategic rapport. Okay. So even though